Hello everyone, friends. What is the purpose of life? First of all, I believe that there is a vast layer within a person called the subconscious. This subconscious contains a vast amount of information of all kinds and levels. And here, a person chooses their path from childhood on their own. Maybe their parents help them along the way. Maybe, yes, he wanted to become a chef, but they tell him, you need to sing songs. Your dad sang, your mom sang, so you should go and sing too. He says, no, but I'm interested in baking goodies there. Yes, and making pastries. And they tell him go sing. He went to sing. Thus, he went not of his own desire. But as soon as he realized that in fact pastries are being baked, he became more interested. He started singing about pastries and stopped singing, or vice versa. He began to sing about how wonderful the culinary phenomenon is. Yes, how wonderfully a sponge cake or something else is prepared. That is, you understand, friends, no one in reality restricts anyone in anything. And if they do restrict, it inevitably affects the person in any way. And regardless of what we tell him, whether it is his own or not, each of us does what we do exactly the way we do it. And we cannot do it any other way because they do it exactly that way. In fact, if they could do it differently, they would have already done it differently. But all of this could be, it's all in theory. In other words, one needs to work on oneself. One needs to somehow transform oneself. One needs to do something with oneself. That is, to carry out a certain amount of inner work. Then the internal mechanisms change, and a person stops doing what they do in the way they do it. They begin to do it differently. I call this indeed doing things differently, real inner work. I am 200% sure that if someone from the outside approaches you, or if you go to someone and they say, listen, you are not doing the right thing, your purpose is this, it doesn't help, that's not how it works. You must definitely find what heals you on your own. You must find what resonates in your body. Yes, considering the new psychological mechanisms, that we see revealed through the kinesiological effects of muscle reflexes, the subconscious can indeed respond to questions such as whether something is yours or not, and whether you are on your path or not. Yes, indeed, this information can now be extracted and somehow used as guidance. But I believe that in actual reality, indeed all of the mechanisms that a person has are part of their inner world. It is their body-mind. This is the body of the mind. It is what at this moment resonates in a person as I. It resonates in a person as a certain conglomerate of experiences, traumas, and past mistakes that are currently expressing themselves in some way. If we take this conglomerate of trials and errors, and start examining it closely in a detailed manner and thoroughly without even dividing it into good and bad, without trying to remove or add any mechanisms, it will already have a huge therapeutic effect in various ways. The very fact that we start to look within ourselves is meditation. It is self-observation. Yes, it is more complex because you start to understand that there is so much inside, that there is breath, there is attention, there are emotions, there is body posture, there are muscles, there are all kinds of muscles, some are tense, some are relaxed. There is tone, and there is a kind of relaxation, yes, some loss of tone. In some areas, this tone is necessary, its loss leads to sagging, while in other areas, it is the opposite. We see that this tone is already hyperactive, and it would be good to relax it, to give it a chance to rest, to allow it to release this excess stress potential that is occupied within it. To engage in this, you need to start somewhere. I suggest you start from the beginning. Regarding all of this, I have recorded a significant number of courses and various trainings. I have gone through 2 cycles of Nyingma Tibetan Buddhism, and I know exactly what Mahayana is. I also know where initiations and secret initiations are given in Vajrayana, and I have thoroughly studied them in great detail and comprehensively. I understand what it means to transfer power, to transfer knowledge, to transfer nonverbal knowledge. What you can take in terms of information, and what you can only take through direct transmission of knowledge from the master to the student, essentially, basically. These things are all very important and essential for inner work. They are crucial and absolutely necessary for maintaining the line of continuity and for passing knowledge as such into the future, because at this moment, unfortunately, a large part of Tibetan Buddhism no longer exists as a whole. And those people who carried this banner are increasingly leaving our world. That is, there is currently no one left in their place at this particular moment. Indeed, we truly see how the knowledge of the nature of the mind undergoes a transformation from what it was into something new. And believe me, it's not just like that. In order to connect with these things, you need to read a certain number of books. You must make certain pilgrimages to holy places. You need to live in these power places for a while. You need to immerse yourself in these energies. You must understand what Dharmasala means, where the Dalai Lama still exists. You must understand what Kathmandu and Bhutannath are, where a stupa still exists, around which one can create a passage and change their energetic structure. By connecting with the energy of these great masters, who have left behind a legacy of wisdom and enlightenment. There is also Lumbini, where Buddha was born, a place of immense historical and spiritual significance. There are also other places, more interesting and incredible, in the mountains of Annapurna, or in the Himalayas, where masters of the past sat in caves and gained knowledge, devoting their entire lives to gathering those valuable algorithms and those precious insights about the nature of mind, which they later passed on to their close students. All of this is not easy. It can't be rushed. You can't just shove yourself into your destiny like that. That is, indeed, your destiny is to be a taxi driver. Someone once told me this. That's why I'm actually saying it. And I worked after that. After that, I worked as a taxi driver, friends, really, for about 6 months. You can't say whether you are on your own path or someone else's path. You are on your own path. You cannot walk someone else's path. This is something you need to understand. You are who you are, and from who you are now where you can be. You cannot be somewhere else. If you could, you would be somewhere else. You are exactly where you need to be right now. If you want to change something, don't get lost in dreams. Take a closer look at yourself. Transform yourself and become better. And regarding how much better you will become, the more order and understanding you establish within yourself in various aspects of your life and in your interactions with others, the more the light of consciousness will truly express itself through you, and your life will naturally transform as you continue to grow and evolve in your journey of self-discovery. And you will transition from what you are currently doing now to what you will be doing in the future when you are in the process of becoming different. But in order to become someone different, it is not enough for someone to tell you about your purpose. You need to take action yourself, and first and foremost, that means practicing meditation. Engage in practices that will reveal your true nature of the mind. What do you have inside you? Why is it that way? And if you are truly interested, if you dive into this world of inner work and gradually start to bring order within yourself, you will come to your true self, who will have no questions about your true purpose. He will know for sure that he is in the right place. Thank you all. Come to our retreats. Goodbye, everyone.